And welcome to Harper's Field in Golden Grove. We are, of course, here for the Adelaide Footy League BTR Excavations Division 1 men's action, and this is round 9. Golden Grove, the home team, of course, taking on Prince Alfred, and it is an absolutely beautiful day here for footy in Golden Grove. 19 degrees, sunny, not a cloud in the sky. Now, before we get started, we'll just do a quick shout out to our sponsors who help us put this all together. So, Filming Footy, Sports Interactive, Classic Clashes, Custom by ORTC, High Five E-Bikes, Dartfish, Archie's, Jag Meatworks and Kimberley Resort. So we thank all of our sponsors greatly, and of course our best on ground today will receive a great voucher for the Midway, so we will keep track of who's playing well throughout the game. Now let's get straight into the game. Of course, as I said, Golden Grove and Prince Alfred. Golden Grove sitting at 6 on the ladder, 4 wins and 4 losses. Prince Alfred 8th on the ladder with just the 2 wins for the season. So teams, in a couple of different spots on the ladder, playing for different reasons today. Golden Grove, well, they need this win to stay in touch with the top 5. They are sitting just outside. Above them, they've got Salisbury North and Rostrevor Old Collegians, who are both a win ahead of them. So a win today for Golden Grove could see them either sneak into the top 5 or get that little bit closer. PAC, well, a different situation for them. They're seeking their first win in a few weeks. They're currently coming off 6 losses in a row. They have not won a game since round 2 this season. So definitely a little bit of pride to play for. Now, coming into this game, Golden Grove, well, they come off a great win against Rostrevor last weekend, 36 points. So just sitting really nicely at the moment, which featured 5 goals by their leading goal kicker, Lachlan Pascoe. So that's definitely one I think Ned McHenry, the coach of PAC, will have to keep an eye on today. I think he'll have some kind of plan for him, but I think it's going to be hard to stop. And PAC, well, in round 8, they had a 4-point, just a narrow loss to Payneham, one they really would have liked to get, you would have thought. As I said, they've had a real string of losses. So, yeah, just a close one last week against Payneham. They have had a couple of close encounters. We know that famous 1-point deficit they had against Rocks a few weeks ago. But PAC, a little bit of work to do. As I said, they'd be disappointed with what happened last week. They were up at quarter time, up at half time, down by 2 points at 3/4 time, and just couldn't quite hold on. So their wins this season have come against Glenunga and Broadview. For Golden Grove, their wins this season have come against Salisbury North, Broadview, Payneham and Rocks. So we think these teams would match up pretty nicely. As you can see, the players just running into position now. Now I have to mention as well for Golden Grove, Joshua Ingram, he's playing his 200th game for Golden Grove today. We saw a really good reception for him when he was running out onto the field. A lot of family and friends getting around him. Looked like they'd made some nice posters to celebrate the occasion. So that's really exciting. But it is now time to get underway. The umpires are getting us going immediately. So the first clearance from Jolly for PAC. He sends it straight inside 50, but only go as far as the 200 gamer in Ingram. Now he's got a beautiful long kick on him, gets the ball going straight away. So they travel across to that far wing, and they've just got players in great position at the moment, Golden Grove. This is almost like a set play, just back through the middle of the ground. All the work to do now for PAC as Slade is wrapped up in a tackle. So we sit now in Golden Grove's 50. Up goes the stoppage. 2 rucks competing for it. Well roved out of that contest was Banwell. Does he put it through? No, but the first score of the day going to Golden Grove. So they get the first behind of the day. Now, prior to this, Golden Grove had a great win in the B grade by 79 points over PAC, so a great start for them. Now the hard work to do for PAC. We saw just how quickly Golden Grove were able to move the ball down the ground. The mark taken from the kick in by Ollie Clark, dealt with a little bit harshly, so he'll win the penalty. Ollie Clark now, precise kick. does well to get it in to the hands of Ionello. Ionello looks central, finds Pitt, gets the hands back off again to Schmidt. Schmidt launches one pretty high up, and it's going to go almost back into the hands of the defenders. Plenty of Golden Grove numbers about, but it goes to a 3-on-1. PAC might have another chance here. Ionello just looking for the chance here. Umpire's seen a free kick. It's going to go the way of PAC to McInnes. McInnes now has had a couple of quick inside 50s. PAC. Here they go again. A couple of bodies flying up for the contest. No one able to take the mark. The defenders again doing all the hard work for Golden Grove. Good quick pick up out there from Glenn. And they use that far wing. As I said before, almost like a set play. But PAC able to pick off that inside kick this time. Able to find McHenry in the centre of the ground. McHenry kicking the centre half forward. Target just not quite reached in the end. And trying to do something with it was Neil, but he's pushed over the boundary line. So just the one behind so far in favour of Golden Grove, who did look quite scary, to be honest, once they got going. Well done in the ruck by Kelly for PAC, who handed it off. Sends it inside 50 again. Almost be up in the inside 50s, PAC, but just unable to find a target. It's Banwell. He's pushed up the ground. His kick, probably not as intended, but Golden Grove able to do the work as ball goes over Clark's head for PAC. Handball from Slater. Got it to McKelvey. He lines it up, but it's another behind to that right-hand side. So Golden Grove had two opportunities early in this quarter. It's gone about 3.5 minutes as Ionello sends it to that far wing where Golden Grove have had their success with the ball movement. No one able to take possession. Jostling for the ball there. Giving away a free have Golden Grove. So PAC, they just haven't been able to find that target to take the mark inside 50 early. They try for it again. Two Golden Grove defenders went up. Still no one came down with it. Handball comes out the back. There's plenty of space. The kick comes from McInnes. Can he get it? No. But they are on the board now at PAC. So two behinds Golden Grove. PAC one behind. So seen some good ball movement by both sides, Golden Grove especially. See what their plan is from the kick out. They've looked very disciplined with their ball movement. Kick goes straight to the pocket. Look for the next option. Not a lot of movement down the ground, but they've got the +1. Goes straight into the hands of Thatcher. Now they're starting to get on their bike. Glenn. And they seem to have numbers everywhere at the moment. This time in Cavallaro. Cavallaro goes back to Glenn. And Glenn, he's still running. Just puts the jets on this time, Glenn. Goes long, but great defensive mark taken by PAC. Been very strong down there. They've got Jolly on the run. They take the option. Again, tried to go a little bit more central to Slade, but strong ball came from Golden Grove. Now they go through the centre. Player on their own. Spall again. Mopping it up was Pitt. The ever-reliable Craig Pitt. Now PAC have another go at it to go forward. The target was there in Bentley, but the kick just did not do him any favours. An easy intercept mark taken in the end as Glenn been very lively early for Golden Grove. Sees something he likes. Gets it straight out to Pittman, the captain. Pittman launches it in. The lead came forward and juggling it into his arms. That was some great forward movement, and I thought he'd almost lost the ball there in the end, but the forward craft was just too good. So they've been threatening to do this in the last few minutes, and this time able to hit the target. So going to have to kick it about 50 metres or so, but looks confident in his abilities. Very deliberate run up. And that is straight through the middle. And of course, it's our leading goal scorer, Lockie Pascoe, who gets the first major score on the board for Golden Grove. And why should I be surprised that he was the one that had it? And just the way he let out, took it in the hands. You know, a lot of other players might have dropped that or, you know, not persisted with the ball to keep coming forward, but he didn't give up on the contest, kept going, and defender couldn't get anywhere near him to spoil in the end. So first goal of the day to Lachlan Pascoe. He's sitting on 32 goals now for the season. Kicked 5 last week in that win against Ross Trevor, but we're back in the centre already. Golden Grove with the lead 1-2-8 to PAC, one behind. There's Pitt, gets the handball out the front to McHenry, who had a little bit of a fumble, felt forced to do the hard work. McHenry's still there looking for the ball. He has to dive on it, doesn't quite have the ball. Tackle pressure's coming from everywhere. Trying to get involved with Schmidt for PAC, but it's up to the umpire now. Robinson just punches it forward for Golden Grove. Pittman, in he goes again, and beautiful, well-weighted kick. And it just feels like the connection is really good here from Golden Grove. Know each other very well, and straight into the hands of Pascoe yet again. It's one who I talked about before the game, of course, leading the goal kicking for Division 1. So be interesting to see if they persist with the match-up or make a few changes down there. But for his second shot on goal, it's just going to drift to the right. He might miss the lot. No, he snuck it in for a behind. So another behind to Golden Grove, but just looking very dangerous at the moment is Pascoe. The kick out comes. It's Perks for PAC. Umpire just adjusting the mark. Not many options to speak of, so I have to go back to Pitt to try and enact the switch. Not seeing a lot on offer. Go to the far side. Managed to find a spare player, so PAC. You can see Pitt, he's run all the way across to the player that he delivered it to, and the kick's gone out on the full. Just a lack of options really for PAC. Didn't have anywhere to go, probably needed to get it moving a bit quicker. As good spoil from McHenry, eyes for the ball, and he'll win the free kick. I think they've paid the mark in the end, but it was all about the intent for me from McHenry. He wanted it more. Go out to the far wing again. This is where they struggle with their last passage of play, just finding the next kick from here. We can see Pitt in the centre, but he's covered long down the line, and the punch goes out of bounds, which I think PAC will probably take it at this point. Some decent metres gained. They've still just got the one behind on the scoreboard. Golden Grove 1 goal 3-9. Good start for the home team. We see the players just setting up in the midfield now for the stoppage. So Robinson and Kelly fighting it out. Well done by Kelly. Got the one-hander. Threw it on the boot. Was looking for Neil. Neil couldn't quite take the mark. But again, it's the metres gained for PAC, which they'll just take. The stoppage will be just outside their 50 now. Oh, umpire throws it in. Who's going to take their chance? Felt like Golden Grove had the numbers, but still trapped inside 50. Well tackled by Golden Grove. It's probably the first opportunity the defenders have had to really be tested. They've worked really hard to get it out quickly every other time. And here they go again. Just the run. They're just willing to keep going. Cavallaro delivered the ball. They're looking for Pascoe, of course, and bang. Hit him up every time and just almost looked like he had a little bit too much space to move. He's kicked 1 goal already in this match. As I've mentioned, leading goal kicker in the league, just a very dangerous operator for Golden Grove. Clearly a target that they're looking to hit each time. So he'll have to kick this one from probably about 45 metres out. Slight angle to the left, but there's no real breeze to speak of, and that kicking action is beautiful, but it drifts off to the left this time. So lucky for PAC, really, because he's had 2 that he's just missed. Golden Grove moved to 1 goal 4-10. Prince Alfred just a single behind. Launch one nice and long. They steer to the close wing this time. Clark tries to get involved for PAC. So does Mick Henry, just throwing himself forward. We'll have a stoppage right on the interchange gate now. PAC just sorting out their midfield while they've got the chance. So, throw in just in front of the brand new grandstand here at Golden Grove. Great viewing point. The ball does not go far at all from the centre. Pittman was wrapped up. So they'll try again. Into the ruck is Slater for Golden Grove. Had the arm trapped is Xanthopoulos, and he's caught for holding the ball. Couldn't get any clean disposal out of there, so Slade plays on quickly to Jolly. Jolly uses his body well, gets the hands off immediately to Dean. Dean runs in and launches, and straight through the middle. I haven't been able to really take a mark inside 50, but the running goal will do just nicely for PAC to get their first goal through Mitchell Dean, who's played all 8 games. This is his 9th so far for PAC this season. Just the 1 goal prior to this, if my research is correct, but gets his 2nd goal for the year and PAC's first for the afternoon. So they move to 1 goal 1-7, trailing by 3 points to Golden Grove, 1 goal 4-10. So straight back into the centre. Umpire just getting things done. Great positioning from the back by Payne, but couldn't get it forward. Taken down in a tackle was Perks. Had great intent to move forward, but the strength of the tackle, he was just not going anywhere. So the stoppage just outside 50. Ruck infringement. So the ball will go the way of Golden Grove. Long, well-weighted kick. Straight into the basket. And he plays on immediately, does Dodd. Dodd looking for Pascoe, and handball, a little bit wayward. McKelvey ran past it as well, so just a few little errors from Golden Grove that we haven't seen today. Clark, PAC putting on a little bit more pressure now. They go to Jolly in the centre. He's got some good support from Ianello. Went out the back to Slade. Now they find a target out on the wing. Well run from Ianello. Looks inside now, and it's a 3-on-1. He's going to have to hope it just bounces over, but it'll be rushed. So, Ianello just trying to do it all himself. But wasn't to be. Bounce could have helped him, but we know what the footy's like. When you want it to bounce one way, it'll always bounce the other. Now, here they go to that far wing again. This is what we've seen them do when they're playing well. Into Pascoe. Ball went just over his head a little bit. Not in the best position for him, so no mark taken. But the stoppage will be about 35 metres out from Golden Grove's goal. They're still in the lead by 2 points. Ball comes out the back of the contest. Plenty of numbers to Golden Grove. On that left boot, they've got 2 defenders there, but Pascoe's out the back. Well defended by PAC. And we'll have another stoppage. Sitting in the left forward pocket now for Golden Grove. Into the ruck is Dodd. Tries to get the position. They've got numbers again. Plenty of run. Sending it in, or trying to, is Glenn. Pushed it out the back of the contest. But over the line. It was run over the line by Schwert. He was a late in, Dylan Schwert, for Cam Shenton. Pre-match. The ball comes up again. Almost went past the contest. Quick kick out, just misses the entire contest. There is no one in the back half of this ground. They do well to get it moving down the ground, but goes over the boundary. Back in their half of the ground where they would want it though, Golden Grove. Still got that 2-point lead. Started this game really strongly, probably just haven't been able to capitalise on their scoring shots, keeping PAC in it. McHenry now in the best position. Oh, it almost got run down. Great pressure from behind from Jake Pittman. Ball just trickles over the line. So we know McHenry is the coach and where he's come from, very focal point of this team, but they do have to be careful not to just look for him at every contest. That's obviously a very strong player, but so is Jake Pittman. Under fire from a really strong tackle. That came from Slade. Been very strong in the midfield for PAC early as the quick handball comes up by Cavallaro, but the turnover, Bentley goes central, found Garrels. Garrels just goes for goal, and it's straight through. So Garrels just had the eye for the middle of the goal and sent it straight there, and they've looked so much better when they've been playing on PAC. Just did really well to finish it off. So second goal of the game, of their second goal of the game, and PAC, believe it or not, have hit the front. So 2-2-14 to 1-4-10. They've really just been fighting it out. And as I said, have looked a lot better when they've just played on, whereas Golden Grove have looked better when they've been able to find their marking targets up forward. So seeing two different approaches to goal. Just trying to work out who's earned the free kick, but either way it's to Golden Grove, looking for Pascoe, of course. Uses his body well and takes the mark. And that's where he did so well in that first goal he kicked. Just his hands, he goes for that second grab, third grab. He does not stop until he gets the ball in his hands. And perfectly weighted kick. This will be for the immediate response for Golden Grove, who just let one slip through from Prince Alfred. No real angle to speak of. He'll kick it from about 35 metres out, and the crowd tells the story. Second goal to Lachlan Pascoe. So puts Golden Grove straight back in front. Coaching staff, I think, would be happy with what went on there. Goal went to PAC, and then straight away the response from Golden Grove to get their second for the match. So they're back in front now by 2 points. Again, maybe a little bit of a change in matchup. I can see the defenders moving around for PAC, just trying to find the best person. Pittman doing really well. He fights for the ball so well, but Clark was able to get under it. Goes for the switch. Oh, and the pressure's going to come here and get themselves out of jail. They've got Clark there. Inside 50, have had no metres gained from where they started, but still in possession. Schmidt, he'll have a look now. He's got Pitt available if he wants to take it for the short option. Bit indecisive. Goes long to the one-on-one. Oh, great contest. Unable to take it, though, was Kelly. Holding infringement. Go the way of McHenry. Of course, he's going to attract all the attention. Here goes Pitt for a run down the wing. Sends it in long. Oh, mark just couldn't quite be taken, but the kick came off the boot of McInnes. And they respond again, PAC. So, a goal from Oliver McInnes. And all their goals have come a very similar way. Just as soon as they've been able to get moving quite quickly, have a nice kick on the run. So that's their third of the day, PAC. They moved to 3-2-20, Golden Grove 2-4-16. So 4-point lead. As I said, PAC haven't seen a win since round 2 this year. They've had a few opportunities, had a close game last weekend, but just haven't been able to put one away. Will today be the day for Prince Alfred? As into the centre comes Neil for PAC. Jolly with the quick hands out to Clark. Clark hands off again. Now across to Bentley. Bentley goes out wide. Almost had another marking option. Defence mopping up well for Golden Grove. Under a little bit of pressure. We know they're always... Oh, and coming out the back, Cavallaro. Tried to get some air. Was looking for one of our marks of the week, possibly. PAC aren't worried about that. McHenry, kick just dropped a little bit short of his forward. Straight back out to the wing. Clark went up high. Took all of his stretch to get that one. He goes in forward, and there's the kick. Now, I don't have the stats here, of course, but I'd say that's the first mark inside 50, and it goes to Ned McHenry. Go for the second one, and just left all alone was Bentley. His defender just caught napping for a second there, and McHenry just had the sight. Had Bentley there, so much closer range for Bentley. Just taking his time with his run up, but should kick from about 30 metres out, only a slight angle. So there's no real breeze here to speak of, so he should be able to just put it in. But it's drifted to the right in the end, so PAC had the chance to put on a nice goal. We're probably heading towards quarter time here. They still maintain the lead though by 5 points. They wouldn't want Golden Grove to get one late here though, with all the efforts they've been putting in. As Slater unable to take the mark. Yeah, defenders working hard. It's just the bounce. 2 sixes tackle each other. Some dangerous space out the back at the moment. Just patting it forward was Pritchard. Strong defensive tackle as well. That was by Pritchard again. So he said no late goal if I can do anything about it. But taking out of the ruck was Slater. Oh, is it going to come through? No. But the quick kick came off the boot of Pascoe. Pascoe is getting a little bit more attention now. 5th behind of the day to Golden Grove. They've had their opportunities. 5 behind so far, just the 2 majors, both coming from Pascoe. Probably not much time left in this first term. Can PAC put on another one late? Not with that forward entry, just went way too high over Garrell's head. But they've got the turnover. Sending it in long, and they go bang! So, bit of a junk time goal there, but just well played by Kelly. He gets PAC's 4th. And you can see them getting a bit up and about in that forward line, and so they should. Did well to just take it from the kick out, and that's the difference, of course. We saw Pascoe under pressure, of course, but put it through for another behind. The transition from PAC getting into the hands of Kelly and straight through for their 4th goal. That's his 8th goal for the season as well. They're handy operator. And again, I can just feel that energy in the PAC forward line. They probably have struggled a little bit with their belief in the last few weeks with the run of losses that they've unfortunately had. So this is probably what they needed from their first quarter. Of course, sitting 8th on the ladder as well. They'll want to get themselves out of that sort of danger zone for relegation, but doing well out the back was Glenn for Golden Grove. Got it to Pittman. They've combined really well early in this game as a spoil from behind came from Singleton into the hands of McInnes. It's been busy early as well. Good contest. McHenry with the fend off. Almost caught but wasn't. Jolly, look away, handball. Don't know how he got that into the hands of Howard, but he did. Trying to go again was Kelly. Just couldn't quite take it in the hands. McHenry just bustling through. Here they go again. And just a bit more intent for it at the moment. The kick came from Garrels and he was fighting for it till the bitter end. Sent it in, and that is another mark inside 50. Just, for me, PAC are wanting the ball a little bit more at the moment. I just saw the way their mids and forwards were fighting for it. Oh, that's the quarter time siren. This would be a huge goal to put on. It's with Bentley. Now he's already kicked a goal on my score sheet for today. I have to double check those at the break, but he's got a set shot on quarter time here. Can he put it through? He absolutely can. So Prince Alfred, after being under pressure in the first 4 or 5 minutes of this game, have really turned it on, got themselves up at quarter time. 5-3-33. They're leading the home side Golden Grove 2-5-17. So a great start from PAC. Golden Grove, we've seen all their talent there. We've seen Pascoe up and about. We've seen their midfield up and about, but it's been PAC that's been able to capitalise on everything that's going on. So we will take a short break for this quarter time and be back with you shortly for the second quarter action. to Golden Grove. It is quarter time here in the Division 1 men's match between Golden Grove and Prince Alfred. And at the break, it is PAC with the 16-point lead. They just really turned it on in the second half of that first quarter and just, I mentioned a few times, but just looked like they wanted the ball a bit more, had really strong intent, were putting their heads over the ball and really fighting for it in the contest. Looked like a team that really wanted this win. But Golden Grove, well, we've seen some of their best footy early in that first quarter. They got that initial goal through Pascoe, through that real drive and lead up, and we know he's got a great leg on him as the leading goal kicker. He did miss a couple of set shots that he probably would have liked to put through the middle, of course, but it was PAC who were just able to settle, put their goals through the middle. We can see them there straight out on the field. I talked about their energy. I think they've just got a little bit of belief at the moment from how they were able to perform in that first term. And could this be the week that Ned McHenry gets the Farmers Leap Award for Coach of the Week? Of course, you have to keep an eye out, of course, on the Adelaide Footy League social media for who wins that one. And, of course, Goal of the Week and Mark of the Week, which always get a lot of attention online. So we'll see if there is any contenders in this match. But second quarter about to get underway here at Golden Grove. Robinson in the ruck for Golden Grove against Neil for PAC, and straight away the entry comes to Golden Grove, looking for Pascoe again immediately. And there's a bit of hanging on, I think the umpire said. So it's straight into the hands of Pascoe. Now, a goal immediately here, I think, could really switch around the momentum. Pascoe, we know he's got a great kick on him. I don't need to say it again. Already kicked Golden Grove's 2 goals in this game. But they're trailing at the moment by 16 points. Nice for them to get one early here. He's going to kick it from just inside 50. He's got that beautiful high kick, and the technique is absolutely flawless. I think he could teach some guys in the AFL a thing or two, because that's just great connection, great run up. He's clearly got a really solid routine available, but there's the immediate start. Under a minute, the first goal goes to Golden Grove. So I think they would have got a serious rev up at quarter time. Their coach, I think, might have said, you can't let a team come here to our home ground and do this to us, especially one that's below us on the ladder. So immediate fire comes from Golden Grove. So we head back into the centre already. Good ruck work from Neil for PAC, but the clearance is almost going to go the way of Golden Grove. Bounces around a little bit. Glenn kicks it in long, but well spotted by Pitt. Must have been touched off the boot. So mark wasn't paid. Umpire will throw it up about 55 metres out from the Golden Grove goal. Looks like there's a little bit more energy in the mids for Golden Grove now. They don't like being pushed around, especially on their home deck, but fighting for it again. PAC mids. At the bottom of the pack, guess who? McHenry. Try and get involved again. This time it's Jolly. Tries to clear it with the kick. Just bounces along. Great work out of the air from PAC. That was Slade, but it's now gone back the Golden Grove way. Trying to burst out was Pittman, and I think he's got done for holding the ball. Home crowd, not a fan of that one, but that's the umpire's call. As Ianello darts this way, that way. Into the centre now, and just had a bit of a look at it, did Garrels. Probably should have gone in a little bit further for the contest, but now it's with Payne. He's played on. He goes in now to Pittman, who just looks like he's got his own footy out there. Almost looked like a spoil coming from behind, but it was Pritchard in the end who took the mark. Centred the ball into Ianello. Oh, and the kick from Ianello is not a great one. put his defence under pressure, and Golden Grove could make them pay here, but the tackle pressure was elite in the end, and we've had a 25-metre penalty, a little bit of ill discipline from the home side. The play on from Schmidt goes out to Jolly. Jolly with a beautiful kick in. Oh, was looking for his forward, but running around on his boot is Bentley. Bentley, can he bend it? No, just to the left. So PAC now just suffered under a bit of defensive pressure. We saw the way they were able to kick goals in the first quarter. Looks like the Golden Grove defence have really tightened up, not letting them get those easy kicks in, but they're being tested on the kick in, being well covered. Oh, and the turnover almost came, and Garrels worked hard, got it out. The kick, a little bit loopy. They've got numbers now, just can't get it into hands. Oh, might have just wasted an opportunity that they had here, PAC. And the behind will be rushed. So Garrels nearly took the intercept mark there. That would have really put the pressure on, but a few costly fumbles from Prince Alfred. Can they do the same thing again? We saw they had the pressure really well set for the kick out. The kick, oh, Pittman just put his head over the ball. He works so hard for every ball. Glenn goes into the middle. Jolly was ready for it, puts the head down and straight into the arms of his forward. See, the composure from Jolly, is able to find his man much easier. We saw the sort of rushing that happened a bit earlier. They almost had that turnover opportunity, but this time the composure of Jolly able to get it into McInnes. So McInnes now, kick from 45 metres out. The kick looks good. It might just drop a little bit short. It does. So he rushed across the line. The kick was on line, but just couldn't put it through the middle. So 3 behinds to start this term for Prince Alfred. Goal to Golden Grove that we saw early. Oh, and well contested there from Giles, but couldn't get it into the hands. Interesting handball from Garrels. PAC just letting some opportunities go a bit early here. As I said, the 3 behinds to start the term. No majors yet. McHenry, ball was forced out of his hands, but now it's Pittman. Pittman launches, he's got the one-on-one, and it's of course Pascoe, tries to get it with the one hand, he's free out the back. Pitt tries to put the pressure on, and that's some goal-saving pressure by Craig Pitt. We know defenders don't always get the praise they deserve, but you know, Craig Pitt, veteran of this side, former coach, and just that pressure that he was able to put on Pascoe there. Call it some goal-saving pressure. He'll get the stat now for the kick-out as he plays on. Got plenty of one-on-ones here. PAC trying to get themselves to the front of the pack. They do with Piper, who's laid into the side, but great work out the back from Aidan Thatcher by Golden Grove, just able to position himself much better for the contest. Into Dodd now. Dodd with the great kick to Collins. Collins, the kick, I think that was out on the full. Hable tried to keep it in, but unsuccessful in convincing the boundary umpire. The kick goes in very long and strong. Unable to take the mark was Gatenby. Now the work will be done off the ground by Ingram, the 200 gamer. Almost lost it there, did Banwell. Ball just went a bit too far over his head. Pushing up the ground is Pascoe. Not many options in their forward 50 for when it gets down there. They go to the one-on-one, but that's going to be out on the full. So a little bit too far for Verity. And we're just forced to take the option. As I said, their forwards hadn't had a chance to really push back. And we know they've had a lot more success with that kind of kick mark entry into the forward line. So having a bit of trouble setting the mark. Bernardi is going to be taken back to that left-hand point post again. The kick comes off the boot. Well read by Perks. He's started quite well for me. The kick has to be precise when you're going across goals, and Schmidt, well, that kick wasn't precise whatsoever. Well, it was, but it was precisely to the other team. Dodd. There's Pascoe. The spoil came late, but it was more than fair. So well done by the Prince Alfred defence. Just a soccer hack off the ground and a soccer goal keep from Slater. Slater goes in. And the defensive pressure is well done by Schmidt. Schmidt's been getting involved really well for PAC too. So the stoppage, about 40 metres inside the Golden Grove goal. They want to lock it in now, but Kelly takes it out of the ruck. Did really well to push through. Handball came out the back. Golden Grove now. The kick comes, drops short. The mark just couldn't quite grab it inside 50 with Schmidt. And he's very lucky there, according to the crowd. Crowd wanted holding the ball. Schmidt just put himself under a little bit too much pressure. Couldn't take the mark. This time Kelly. Kick comes out the back to Dobie, and it'll be rushed across. Gets out of danger for PAC. Another behind to Golden Grove. Scoreboard reads 3-6-24 Golden Grove, 5-6-36 to Prince Alfred. They tried to go down that far wing, which gave Golden Grove some great ball movement in the first quarter. They try and soccer it forward. Jolly did well in the contest. Couldn't push it any further forward. So the stoppage will be in the centre square. No clean grab out of the ruck. Wrapped up straight away was Perks. That was a strong tackle, strong and fair, I must say. So the stoppage hasn't moved anywhere. They have to go at it again. Nice tackle came from the back. And we're still yet to travel anywhere out of that square. So 11-point lead to PAC. We're seeing tackle after tackle in that centre. It's going to be which midfield can break through first. You can see them all just sucking in that air. Just had about 4 stoppages in a row, I reckon, so they'll go at it again. Bit of infringement there in the ruck by Neil. That can happen sometimes. You have stoppage after stoppage, and just in the end, the frustration gets to you. You just want to get it out of there. Kick came out to Hable. Hable's found a free player in Payne. Forward should be well rested after everything that went on in the middle there. Had a good chance to just regroup. Kick goes nicely to Glenn. Glenn has got plenty of calls for it. Throws it on that left boot. It was a 2-on-1. Good positioning from the defenders. Pritchard doing well. But again, it's that positioning really well from Glenn. Glenn this time goes central. Found the target straight away in Ingram. The ball launches for goal, but it's another behind. So 1 goal 3 for the quarter. We saw that really well done goal from them within the first minute of this quarter, but have kicked behinds ever since. Prince Alfred, no goals in this quarter to speak of as yet. Try a different tactic going up through the middle for the kick out. Will it work? Trying to slingshot it from here through Jolly, getting it across to Ionello. Back in the centre to Pritchard. Pritchard wheels around back to Jolly. So Jolly just like he's directing this all himself on the kick. Went too short for Perks. A bit of an error there in the disposal. Will force the stoppage, and we're pretty much dead centre of the ground like we're starting again after a goal. Great handball out by Bentley. The turnover. Well done by Hoskins. And here they are. So mark inside 50. Shot on goal. Just a little bit more alert for me with the forwards here. So they got it into Cavallaro. We saw him try and take a little bit of a specky on the wing earlier in this game, but he's just got to get back and put this one through. Not much of an angle on this one. He'll kick it from about 35 metres out. Absolutely loved it off the boot, and so he should. So beautiful goal to Golden Grove, their second of the game through Michael Cavallaro. So that's his 9th goal for the season. He's played every game so far this year. It's important to have that good squad of players that you've got week in, week out that you can rely on. And he's absolutely one of those. And he becomes just the second goal scorer for Golden Grove today. So they're just inching themselves back into this game. Just 4 points in it now. Golden Grove 4-8-32. Prince Alfred 5-6-36. Who just haven't taken their opportunities this quarter the way they did previously. And that's a beautiful clearance out of the middle to Glenn. He's just hit a new level in these last few minutes. McKelvey snaps it on the boot. Mitch McKelvey, does it make it across the line? Goal umpire said no. So we play on. But they're going to have another crack at it. Hoskins takes the mark. Go back inside 50. Great spoil coming out the back from Ionello. Oh, almost a beautiful goal there to Mitch McKelvey, but not to be. Must say, great work on the line by Cameron Pritchard. He's been very strong in defence this afternoon for PAC. Here we go again. Dangerous space at Golden Grove. Can they get themselves back into the lead? PAC are just going to try and walk it out now. The kick had to be precise, it had to be perfect, and it was to Quiani. Now there's plenty of Golden Grove defenders now, and that's all too easy for Giles to pick it off, but the umpire has seen something else. It's going to be a free kick. And it looks like it's going the way of Gatenby. Played 8 games this season across the A grade and B grade. Into the side as PAC had a couple of late outs in Searles and the captain Sumner. So Gatenby, nice low kick, but just went across. So another behind for PAC. They're 4th for the quarter. They have got stuck here a couple of times, Golden Grove, with the kick out, so they go for the longer option. It's 1-on-1. Great work in the contest. Very good on the 1-on-1s, but the kick was spoiled off the boot. Kick goes over to the top. Clark! Oh, tried to get up there, almost had a bit of a moment, but they're still in possession. Go inside 50. Can the mark? No, it'll come all off hands. So looking for Quiani there. Bounced off his hand, so another behind to PAC. 5-8-38. They're going one by one, probably not the way I would do it. Big stick surely would be the call from the bench, and again trying to find those options at the kick out, and that spoil was definitely straight into the back by Clark, and that's going to be, thought it might be 25, but yeah, but it's not. So Clark just dealt with Cavallaro a little bit too harshly. That was definitely in the back. Big pack down the line. Oh, body's flying everywhere. No mark to speak of. That ball's just going to bounce it out on the full. Yep, that'll be a free kick to PAC. So, seeing a little bit more feeling in this game. We're just seeing a bit more of that aggression from both sides. Both teams, as I talked about pre-game, they need this win for different reasons. PAC, they need to break this run of losses they've had. Golden Grove, they need this to keep themselves in touch with the top 5. They dropped this one that they really should win on paper. Puts them more into that sort of bottom 5 territory, which is where they of course don't want to be. They want to be in the top 5. They want to be competing in September. Don't we all? They try and push forward again. The tackle pressure, it feels like to me it's gone up a notch in this game. Stoppage. 60 metres out from the Golden Grove goal. Good work in the pack from McHenry. McHenry couldn't quite find the hands of his forward. Strong work from Golden Grove, getting the hands out the back. Well done by Payne. Infringement. So that was Verity, just a bit of a push out on his defender. They go long down the line, but the numbers, it was all Golden Grove. They were ready for that move. So they go in the centre to Glenn. And Glenn, he is just always right place, right time operator. Hable, again, just cuts off those options, goes straight into the centre. Goes. No mark taken. So PAC now, they've got to find an option. That's not going to be it. They're going to have to work hard to keep it in. And it's out of bounds. Gatenby tried to hold it in, but this boundary umpire, has had his work cut out from him at moments. Players trying to convince him that the ball's still in and it's not, and he's been very strong on those calls, which we love to see. So stoppage now. Jolly tries to use his body, but it's Hable that comes out with it. Josh Hable looking for a forward now. There's plenty of options. Oh, there's one out the back now. Pascoe snaps it up and it goes higher than it does long. Probably had a bit more time than he thought. Just came out with it. Moved like a player, moved like a small forward when he's absolutely a tall forward. No goals to be had in that contest. We're back into the centre of the ground. A bit slow to get up was McHenry. We know he's been getting plenty of the ball, but also plenty of attention in that midfield. Trying to get it out with Slade. Now the kick comes back inside 50 for Golden Grove. Forward got caught behind. McHenry goes again, just throws himself into the contest, out to Dean. Dean goes long, didn't quite have an option, so Golden Grove, they'll turn it again. There's some tackle pressure though. Must have been too high. I went a bit early with that call, so Golden Grove. It's their ball now, inside 50, and there's the mark. So, well done from Verity. We saw him give away a free earlier, this time nice and clean in the hands. We saw them try and find him in a couple of contests, but the kick didn't quite get there. So, Liam Verity, 13 goals for the season, handy forward. He's kicked it from 55 metres out, but goodness gracious me, he nearly had that into the post. That was a massive kick. Fifth behind of the quarter for Golden Grove. So we've had 2 goals, 5 to Golden Grove, and just the 5 behinds to PAC. So the kicking boots are not on this afternoon. PAC, they're having the struggles now that Golden Grove were having getting it out. Good marking pressure on the mark from Pascoe, but the kick went straight to Kelly. Kelly has been really strong in that mark. Just patting it to himself was Bentley. Kelly again did the big run. Oh, almost into the hands of his forward, but couldn't quite take it. Now they've got options. They've just got to find someone. Bentley again. McHenry. McHenry says, I'll do it myself. It drifts off to the left. They've finally got a goal's worth of points for this quarter, PAC, so we can't say they haven't had the opportunity. 6 behinds since quarter time. We're very accurate in the first quarter where they kicked 5 goals, 3. Be a bit disappointed with how this one's played out. Now we're just hitting almost 24 minutes in this second term. So probably not a lot of time to be had. We saw PAC get a goal right on quarter time. Umpires called a deliberate out of bounds. And a 25 as well by the looks of it. So we obviously don't have any microphones out on the ground, but might have just been something said there, though. I did see a dissent free kick paid last night in the AFL. Haven't seen one of those in a while. But it's Jolly who's going to back himself in. Surely he's sick of all those behinds. That's a beautiful looking kick from Jolly, and it goes straight through the middle. Hayden Jolly, one of the hardest workers in this Prince Alfred team, off a free kick. Finally, it only took, what are we on here? 25 minutes into the second term for Prince Alfred to get a goal. So 1 goal, 6 for the term. And would have liked a little bit more voice from PAC after that goal. That was an amazing kick. And we saw how much their energy got up and about towards the end of that first quarter. Get around him, guys. That was a beautiful kick. He'll go straight back into the centre, however. There's plenty more hard work to do. But time be running down in this quarter. PAC, despite their wayward kicking, still ahead by 11 points. A little bit too high there, I would have thought, on Pittman. Pittman takes a while to get up, but he's a tough operator. He just wheels round on that left boot. Defenders all leapt up for PAC. Trying to run it out was Ianello. He's been really active in that back line. With one of their leaders back there alongside Pritchard. Dangerous space now for Golden Grove. They'd love to get one here to finish the term. Can't be long to go in this quarter. Umpire just lets it go. Stoppage again will just be inside Golden Grove's 50. Try to go up for it. Jolly, the goal scorer, off he goes again. Ball just dropped out of the contest. A few players and spectators wanted holding the ball, but the umpire will take it again. Too many bodies in there. Pretty hard to see how that ball bounced out anyway. So off they go again, trying to run through the pack. It was Cavallaro who kicked it in the end, but it was Glenn who just came absolutely bursting through. So another behind. Running out of room on my score sheet here for all these behinds. Both teams been very wasteful in front of goals, I must say. So it's a 10-point lead to Prince Alfred. See, they're looking into the sun there from that kick out, but able to find Singleton immediately. He's just going to take his time here. I think he knows there can't be long to go in this quarter. Runs off the mark. Singleton goes a little bit more central. Got Clark there, but positioning himself in front was Robinson. Robinson has got plenty of calls for it. Goes central. He's almost cut off. Did well there, did Dean. Can they turn and go now? Dean says, yes, we can. Now, there's plenty of defenders there, but using his body well was McInnes. Umpire said play on. Crowd getting vocal now here at home. There can't be long to go. Clark, the handball, just bounces off his teammate's chest. Still able to get it into Slade. Now Jolly's hanging around, but there is the siren. So at half time, Golden Grove 4-11, So just a little bit wasteful to PAC, who are a little bit wasteful as well, 6-9. But it'll be a 10-point lead to PAC at half-time. Goals from PAC coming from Tudor Bentley, Dean and McInnes, Kelly and Jolly, finally with that goal at about 25 minutes into this term. And for Golden Grove, well, we've got 3 to Pascoe, 1 to Cavallaro. And they had plenty of opportunities. Well, both sides did. We saw it. What do we got here? 8 scoring shots for Golden Grove, 7 for PAC. And just no one was able to take this game and say, I want to be in control of it. Yes, PAC have got the lead, but all those behinds to both sides there, just very wasteful in front of goal. So we'll watch the teams come in now for their halftime break, but either team could definitely take control of this game going into the second half, but there's so much to play for, as I said, for both teams. PAC, a good chance to maybe turn their season around from here. Golden Grove, good chance to make themselves a real contender for finals. But as I said, the halftime break, it's Prince Alfred by 10 points. We will take a short break here and be back with you for all the second half action. Welcome back to Harpersfield at Golden Grove for the second half action in this Division 1 men's clash between Golden Grove and Prince Alfred. So prior to this game, we've got 6 versus 8 on the ladder, but at half time the score reads 6-9-45 Prince Alfred to Golden Grove 4-11-35. So a 10-point lead to Prince Alfred, the away side here today, and at quarter time they did hold a 16-point lead as well, so they've been very much on top in this game. But we have seen this from Prince Alfred before. They were up on top in their last match against Payneham and ended up not being able to finish it off. Golden Grove, we know they want to get this win here at home, keep themselves in contention for the top 5. So massive second half to come here of who wants this game more as Jolly tries to get the clearing kick out. We see a couple of fists go up in the middle from Robinson and players from both teams really trying to get it out. Garrels takes a nice mark outside for Prince Alfred and straight away shot on goal. So we saw this in the second term. Golden Grove got to, go out the centre straight away, got a goal through Pascoe. So this time it's Prince Alfred. Jordan Neal, this nice direct lead up the middle of the ground, so he's not kicking with any angle whatsoever. We can see the trees are still as there is no wind to speak of. Kick looks good off the boot. Is it going to make the distance? Absolutely it is. So first blood of this second half goes to PAC through Jordan Neal, just his second goal for the season. He's played all 8 games for the year. We've seen him do a bit through the ruck, and now he's been a nice target up forward. We see him go straight back to the goal square. Maybe he'll have another go at it immediately, but it was going to be all about who came out here straight away in this second half, and it's PAC who have taking control in this first minute of the game. But you know what Golden Grove are like, they're going to respond. We'll just see how immediate it will be. So Kelly in the ruck for PAC. Good work from Clark, just trying to bustle through. Again, Jolly throws his body at the ball. Both sides all just throwing themselves into it as Pitt tries to for PAC. The stoppage, we still haven't left the centre square, so stoppage just in front of our great commentary position here as the kick comes off the boot but only went as far as Pritchard. A little bit of a dangerous kick, but knew exactly where Dean was, his teammate. Again, just seem to know exactly where each other are at the moment. They had a couple of options over the top. Schmidt was there, but they end up going a bit longer. The pack forms, bounces out the back. Carrying it forward was Glenn. Going out really wide now as the ball. Can they keep it in? They can. Tap came over the back. I think that was from Payne. Now the kick goes in long. We've got the classic one-on-one, and there's the mark. There's Pascoe. He pushes back immediately. A lot of voice out there. Plenty of options. Pittman really wants it in the centre of the ground, but Pascoe, he wants to back himself here. He's going to have to kick from just outside 50. We've seen he's absolutely got the range. He's kicked 3 for the day so far. See him kick right on the arc, and he gets that ball so high, speaking of arcs, and he gets it straight across the line. So that is the finish that he would have wanted. Well-weighted kick. Again, he does kick it very high, I've noticed in his action, but you can't fault it when he's putting them straight through the middle like that. So 1 goal apiece to start this second half. It's absolutely game on here. 7-9-51 is the away side, and Golden Grove, they now sit on 5-11. So plenty to play for, as we know. Are we going to keep going goal for goal, or is someone going to take control of this game? Obviously still Prince Alfred in the lead, but Cavallaro is trying to get the ball out to Pittman and make something happen, but Here he goes again, Pittman. He's just wherever the ball is, and so is this man, Josh Glenn. Beautiful kick to Josh Habel, gets it out to Cavallaro. Precise kick, just not quite precise enough. Pitt sends it to his teammate under pressure. Did well to get his hands free was Kelly. Pitt goes for it again. Plenty of one-on-ones, but great defensive mark by Aidan Thatcher. He just wants to settle this team down a little bit. Got the nice kick out to Horskins. Now, he's got an option out on that far wing. He takes it now to Payne. Talked about how well they've used that far wing in this game. Been a little bit more pressure from PAC, but they're still using it. Here they go again, taking two nice marks down that far wing. And ball just bounces through the hands of Verity. Can PAC clean it up? They look to the middle of the ground. No real clear option. Ball just bounces around. Not able to get into clean hands. But it's Golden Grove who come out with the goods this time. Again, dropped short of Verity. Just been done dirty by some of the disposal in the last couple of minutes, but the tackle pressure gets the free kick in favour of Golden Grove. We saw them get the most recent goal through Pascoe. Are they going to look for him again? Absolutely they are. And the hand straight up in the air, that's got to be a mark, and the umpire says it certainly is. So we saw, looks like Schmidt at the back there for PAC, and he had great one-on-one pressure, great contact, fairly clean in what he was able to do, but that hand straight up reach from Pascoe, just able to get that height, got it in the hands, and you'd think he'd be able to finish it off from here. This is one of his closer in kicks that he's had. We saw him kick his last one from about 50 metres out, and he goes through again. So it's his fifth goal for the game, makes no mistake, sixth goal for Golden Grove. So they're kicking themselves back into this game. One goal at a time. Much better than the approach from last quarter, where it seemed both teams were going with the 1 point at a time method. So 2 straight to start this third term. Another bag of 5 already from Lachlan Pascoe. He kicked 5 goals last week. He's already got 5 again, and still plenty of time left in this game for a few more, maybe another 5. But back in the centre now, pressure all on PAC. They're ahead, but just feel like the lift has come from Golden Grove. We saw them kick that immediate goal, but ever since then it's been all Golden Grove. Verity uses this space well, throws it on the boot. There's no one in the goal square, and it's straight through the middle. Verity with a beautiful finish here for Golden Grove, and they go bang, bang, bang to start this term. 3 goals straight, and you better believe it, they're back in front. 7-11-53, PAC 7-9-51. So it's a 2-point lead now to Golden Grove, and you just feel like they're just getting started. We saw how Prince Alfred were able to break out of the centre, get the first goal of this quarter. We thought things might turn their way, but Golden Grove, to their absolute credit, they've put things back in their favour, got themselves back into the lead for the first time in a while. First time since early in that first term. And here they go again, just bursting out of the centre. Got Pascoe again, gets the hands up. Good spoil from the back from Schmidt this time. But they've got all the run at the moment. Cavallaro, he's been everywhere and he's been taken high. Absolutely been taken high. Few appeals here for, dropping down and the likes of that, but it was definitely a high tackle. Cavallaro, he's already kicked 1 for the day so far and just worked really hard through that play. Saw the midfield do great work in the centre. Cavallaro, he just was involved in a few of the contests and absolutely wanted it. He's going to be tested here with the distance. He kicked from 55 metres out. And it's done well in the distance in the end, but it's drifted to the left. So they're first behind of this quarter, but does in fact extend their lead. PAC, all the pressure on them now to respond. As I said, we haven't seen them behind in this game since early in the first term. It's up to them to work themselves back into this game now. Feels like things are all going in favour of Golden Grove as they try and push through the contest yet again. Now we've seen this kind of hump for the ball from PAC more so in that first and second term. Golden Grove have really lifted. We saw both teams going back into the rooms at half-time. There would have been some serious chats from all the coaching staff, and it looks like Golden Grove have just been able to lift that little bit extra. Good contest here again. They've got numbers out the back. They go with that launch forward. It's a 2-on-1. Verity, though, does well in the contest. We saw him just kick a goal before. Cavallaro throws it on the boot. It's going to go all the way across the face of goal. So that should be a free kick to Prince Alfred. They need to get going quickly here. They're getting caught when there's the big packs. And here he is again. Glenn, he's been absolutely huge in this game. His kick drops short, but he's there again. Gets the handball. They try and go again through Pittman. Pittman goes. Forward was just sandwiched in the contest. The free kick. Saw a bit of pressure on Cavallaro. He might have to come off here. I think he's copped one high in the leg. He's waiting for the ball to clear. And PAC just looking all a bit still at the moment. They've ended up kicking into a 2-on-1, not to Neil's advantage whatsoever. So it'll come straight back where it came from. Here they go, can start something again. Their forwards just hadn't had time to work back into the contest. Neil tried to get it again. Now they've got a free 50. What can they do with it here through Bentley? Bentley's got no one to kick to whatsoever. It's all about the bounce. Can they keep it in? And ends up being tapped over the line by Golden Grove, which is probably the better result, actually, for Prince Alfred, because it will now be locked inside their 50. If it had just gone out, it would have been a free kick to Golden Grove. But they do something with it here. Neil taps it to the front. Ball travels through the goal square. No, it doesn't go... it goes through the goal square and even further across, so no score to be had. Now Golden Grove want to get it on the move. A little bit of a fumble causes the error, and it's out on the full, in fact. Umpire's just setting the mark. PAC look to go inside. We've got plenty of one-on-ones, but out the back, Pittman just threw his body at the ball to get it over for a rush behind. So there's a behind to PAC. Their first behind of this quarter. We saw them kick 6 in the second quarter. Now, looks like they've got good setup here, Golden Grove, but the handball was just errant, went to McHenry. Again, here's the one-on-one. It's going to bounce over the back. It'll go out of bounds. So the free kick go the way of Ingram. As we mentioned a few times, his 200th game for the club this afternoon. The kick went only as far as Pritchard for PAC. Kick off the boot. That goes round the corner. That's absolutely beautiful. Just something out of nothing this time for PAC. Looks like it's come from McHenry after all that. So he just read the kick that came out very well, able to just quickly snap it on the boot. And you can't give a player like him those kind of opportunities, because he'll make you pay. And I said something out of nothing, and it really was, because you could just feel here all the energy, all the momentum was very much with Golden Grove. They've got themselves back on top in this game, but PAC able to respond now, 8-10-58, getting themselves back in front Golden Grove, 7:12:54. We've gone 14 minutes here in this third term. Trying to have a little ruck tap of it with Hable. Here's Jolly. That's a beautifully weighted kick. Just went a little bit too far for Neil in the end. Jolly, he's been a great operator. Speaking of great operators, Joshua Glenn. Be a serious chance for me and my best today for Golden Grove. He's just been everywhere, been a real composed operator. So is this man, the captain, Jake Pittman. Just a real leader with his actions on the field. I have no doubt he would be a leader with his voice as well, but from what I can see how he operates on the field, just real leadership with his actions. Kick now to Hillcoat. Goes across the ground. They're looking in again for Pascoe. They've lined up the 2-on-1 now, which seems to have worked well, allowing Schmidt to just pluck it out of the air from behind. You know you're a good forward when it takes two defenders to take you down. Pritchard, been working well in this game for me. Gets it to Kelly. He's been doing a good job as well. That's a dangerous kick. I was looking for a teammate in Ianello and just didn't quite work out, and Golden Grove have a chance to make them pay here. They couldn't take the mark, but Pittman is wrapped up. It's a dangerous kick into Ianello. You could see what the idea was. They could spring forward from there and go from the centre, but if you're going to go into that dangerous territory, you need to be precise, and it needs to be a sure thing in terms of a mark. And speaking of sure marks, Ianello makes no mistake this time. Far side of the ground, goes to Pitt. Pitt gets the hand off. He knew the contact was coming, so wanted to get rid of it. Got a bit of a run on now, do they, through Perks. Perks goes in, but there was two PAC forwards and a defender in the middle. Somehow picked out the defender in the middle. And now Hable has a chance. Here they go. Pascoe's got himself at the front and then just uses his body so well. So well. Just the forward craft it's really elite from Pascoe. It looked like maybe he'd been beaten in the contest, but no, he knew exactly where the ball drop was going to be and got himself into that spot immediately. So he's been having a good battle with Will Schmidt from PAC, but in the end he just found that ball drop a lot better, used his body, got himself into that drop zone nice and easily, leans back into that kick. It's nice and high, it's nice and straight, and it is straight through the middle. So goal number 6 to Lockie Pascoe, and well, unless someone has kicked 10 to 12 goals today in Division 1, it's Lachlan Pascoe in the Division 1 leading goal kicking, and then Daylight. Well, he just puts his lead out even further in this competition, and he's been held well at times. He has kicked 6 goals, of course, but in contests he has been held well. But when he's had these opportunities, he generally hasn't missed them. He did miss a couple early in the first term, but got the kicking boot straight back on, as we see some good ruck work from Slater for Golden Grove. A little bit of soccer there as the ball gets tapped out, and that is a great tackle from Dean from PAC. The absolute strength shown there. The tackles keep coming. Cavallaro's back on, gets it to Pittman, but good to see Cavallaro back on. We saw he was a little bit ginger after a contest earlier. We're just sorting out where the mark is here for the free kick. It got handballed directly out of bounds, so Singleton will take it just in front of the interchange gates with a little bit of advice from his opposition bench. Couldn't quite take the mark. Trying to get it out with Slade. The ball's not coming out of that contest. Slade's still at the bottom of the pack. He got thrown forward. Took a couple of players to bring him down. You see McHenry and Pittman going at it in the centre. Some absolutely serious battles there. We see Pittman getting in there again, getting hands to it. And a few were able to get hands to it there, and it's going to be a free kick from out of bounds. The umpire's just discussing. No, it'll be in fact a throw-in, so just outside the Prince Alfred 50. And we're still having a chat about it. But it's Golden Grove, the home side, with a 2-point lead. The advantage taken, free kick out of the stoppage, Pittman. What a player he's been today for Golden Grove. Just one of those players that can just single-handedly lift your team with his actions. And the great kick to Banwell. We just took that out of the air, pulled it in nice and safe. Goes out wide. Now we know they'll be looking for Pascoe. We can see Schmidt just lurking around, drifting. They decide to go central and go from there, and it's definitely the right option. So great kick from Cavallaro. Hits up a forward in a great position, and that will be Josh Dobie. So they did really well to pick out a forward in the best spot here. And of course, you know, all the attention would have been on Pascoe, so Dobie able to get himself free. And that one's going to go to the left-hand side, so just the behind this time to Golden Grove, but they've got the lead by 3 points now. 8-13-61 to 8-10-58, so a few missed opportunities from both teams in terms of the kicking there, and out of the sky. It's Pascoe. So the turnover in the middle of the ground was an absolute killer. You could see the PAC defenders were trying to sort themselves out, get back on their players. Got a little bit caught out by the turnover. So Pascoe has got another opportunity here. I've got him down for 6 already in this game. Could be his 7th. He's going to kick it from about 40 metres out. And there's that classic action yet again, and he makes no mistake. So 7th heaven for Lockie Pascoe, and Golden Grove get themselves out even further in front. So got that nice little advantage now. 9-13-67, PAC 8-10-58. So a bit more of a comfortable lead now, out to 9 points, that 2-kick advantage. So next goal is absolutely huge. Can Golden Grove extend their lead going into 3/4 time, or are we gonna see a bit of fight here from PAC? Cavallaro, good hands in the centre. McHenry got himself into a good spot, handballed it again. Jolly found his way through, goes for the kick. No mark taken. Can they hold it in, do something with it? They'll try their best, and those strong tackles again, both teams. The tackling pressure's been really impressive. So the stoppage will be right on the arc of 50. And the ball up just dropped short of the ruck contest in the end. Now they've got numbers out the back here, Golden Grove. It's a 1-on-1. They've got a chance now. They should be able to spot up someone who's free. Can they? They go to the 1-on-1. It bounces out the back, but the great work again from Joshua Glenn. He just gets himself into the right positions, but it's going to be a free kick going the way of Prince Alfred. This time to Joshua Garrels. Garrels has the opportunity to just reduce this margin a little bit. Really needs to finish it off though. Garrels, kick looks all right, but it drifts off to the right. Just the behind this time. And we see Golden Grove getting it really fast out of the kick out. We saw them struggle when PAC were able to get into position, so an obvious change there made from the kick up kick out, set up, sorry. And this time, though, the pressure has come from the centre of the ground. They're going again, Prince Alfred. The kick comes inside 50. They haven't been able to take some of those big grabs like Golden Grove have, as Jolly's handball intercepted. The stoppage will come now. Again, inside that Prince Alfred 50, and this time they need to come out of this with a goal. So Jolly gets the hands out, got it out to Gatenby, but it wasn't going to happen. Just the pressure on the kick didn't give him enough time to line it up. So here they go again. That kick's gone far too wide, and Pittman, he almost didn't even have to try and make that one look like it was in. It just, we knew it wasn't. And here's Jolly. He almost juggled it for the mark. We know he could have put that kick through from there, but it's not to be. Here's Pitt sitting under it. Did well to get a hand in there, did the Golden Grove opponent. But pushing through was Schmidt. Schmidt's been really good, but so is Aidan Thatcher for Golden Grove. That's just a great spoil. It's a classic defender's spoil. So again, we just live in that Prince Alfred forward half, but they've got to get a score out of it from here to put on some pressure. But the pressure, both sides, just about 3 or 4 players just ran past the ball there, just evaded everyone. So the stoppage is fair enough from what we just saw. See the umpires in the bright pink today, of course, the green clash with Golden Grove in their bright green Guernseys. McHenry dealt with, he's still on the ground, Jolly. But Jolly's kick's cut off by Glenn, who's been having an absolute day out. Hable goes in, finds McKelvey. McKelvey has got plenty to look at ahead of him. Oh, takes the right option in Cavallaro, but the kick just didn't quite hit him. But Cavallaro, the tackle was incredible, and there's a bit of push and shove here. McKelvey on his opponent. Oh, and it's getting just a little bit heated in there. Must have been some words between Cavallaro, McKelvey and the midfielders from PAC. A little bit of feeling in this game now as Pittman launches out to the far side of the ground. They have done this well all day. Golden Grove changed angles. Now, Pittman's all on his own. He's still on his own. No one's gone to him. There's still no one going to Pittman. He's been burned after running about 30 metres there as the kicks just launched from outside 50, and that will be 3-quarter time. So Golden Grove able to inch themselves in front in that quarter, 9-13-67 to PAC 8-11-59. And the ball really did live in that PAC half of the ground for the last 10 minutes, but they just were not able to convert. And it feels like this game stepped up a little bit in terms of pressure, in terms of a little bit of animosity out there. We saw some of that push and shove coming up and about. So it's going to be a massive, massive last quarter here at Golden Grove. It's a bit too close to call for me at the moment, but as the players go out to their respective huddles, there's going to be strong messaging from both sides. You know, can PAC do something about Pascoe? He's just being far too dangerous up forward for Golden Grove. Prince Alfred, well, you know, they've looked like they've had opportunities, but they haven't had that big target like Golden Grove have in Pascoe, and we've seen their better goals have come from that run-on football, and Golden Grove really did put a stop to that in that third quarter. But we'll let the players take a break. We'll take a break as well, and we will see you all here very soon for last quarter action. massive clash between the home side, of course, Golden Grove, and Prince Alfred. Now, at quarter time, Prince Alfred held the lead by 16 points. They held it by 10 points at halftime, but after a big turnaround from Golden Grove in that quarter, they are now in front by 9 points leading into this final term. They won that third quarter, of course, to just get themselves in front here. So the first 5 minutes of this quarter are going to be absolutely huge, and we'll go through what these teams are playing for the last time here. So Golden Grove, they're trying to stay in touch with the top 5. PAC, they're trying to get their first win since round 2. Both different things to play for, but both very important to each side. So strong messaging at the breaks. We saw plenty of numbers around both huddles. McHenry tries to get the first clearance. His kick was smothered. So the first kicking clearance that goes anywhere this time through Glenn goes Golden Grove's way. We can feel that pressure's lifted. As I talked about, we saw a bit more of that push and shove, a bit more of that anger from both sides. Is that going to boil over again in this final term? We've seen the midfielders absolutely going at it all day, and quite fairly, might I add. Just really strong, fair tackling between both sides. So another stoppage now. We're deep in the Golden Grove 50. They'd like to get one early, but Jolly got the quick hands out, which allowed his teammate to get the clearing kick. Well done from Perks. McHenry being dealt with without the ball there, but no free kick, said the umpire. Glenn goes in looking for, of course, Pascoe, but just wasn't in the right position at the time. So be up to Ianello now. Oh, that kick stresses me out when they go across the face of goal like that, but Ianello, he had it all wrapped up. So here they go with that long kick, trying to get some distance now. And the only one that went up for it was Clark, and just got shoved after he marked it, and just was a little bit unnecessary for mine. And he does well to get the kick inside 50. And so for a shot on goal, it'd be Quiani. And I might have said that wrong, so apologise to any PAC fans out there, but he's got the shot on goal. Right, Sebastian Quiani. The kick, it's very high, it's very long, but it's very left. So first score of this quarter goes the way of PAC though. Now, we saw what happened in the second quarter between both these teams. They both kicked 6 behinds. And we know what's going to win this game, and it's not behinds. It's going to be ones through the big stick. So here comes the kick out. Finding himself in a good position was Hable. So he'll kick it along our commentary wing here. He's got Cavallaro there, but decided to go central. Maybe that wasn't the right option. Bursting through was Slade. Slade's kick probably didn't go where he would have liked it. The kick came out from Garrels. Is it going to bounce through? No, it bounces to the right this time. So we've had one to the left, we've had one to the right. Maybe the next one will go through the middle. Just shortening that lead down a little bit now though, as the ball now coming through the centre, getting himself into a good spot though for a great intercept mark though was Ianello. So the margin now, just 8 points. Golden Grove have got the opportunity now to just go forward. Gone backwards to go forwards this time. 9:15 plays 8:13. 8 points. Now they go into the centre. It's pain for Golden Grove. Payne gives off the hand to the demand from Pittman. And why wouldn't you? Pittman goes long, and here he is again, Pascoe. And he just can't be stopped. And you can see the frustration from, I think that's still Schmidt playing on him, because unfortunately in this situation for him, Pascoe's just too good. He gets himself into the right spot. It's his positioning. It's the way he times his lead. It's just everything he does, time to perfection, as is his routine on goal. So winds it out to the right, and the ball, it goes so high, so high, and just launches it a little bit too far to the right that time. But they still maintain the lead, back to 9 points as it was at three-quarter time. With all the work to do now is PAC. We're only just about to go 5 minutes here, but as that clock kind of winds down, there's just more and more pressure on Prince Alfred to do the work here. They're doing the work now. We can just see Pascoe in the pocket there. Schmidt and Pascoe in the goal square. Had a good contest all day. We've seen other defenders come back to help out as well, which has worked successfully, but that can be dangerous if you're leaving another forward free or someone else free down there. And that kick's come off Prince Alfred, I'd say, so that should be a free kick. It will be. So Cavallaro kicked a goal earlier in this game. Oh, and the kick to Verity. He just put the left hand out and just grabbed it in, just as easy as you will. And Cavallaro just positioned that kick perfectly. Verity let out, and he just took it out of the air with one hand, almost too easily. So kick goes through, and that is a beautiful finish from Verity. I mean, for me, the mark was one thing, and then he just made that kick look easy as. That was such a tight angle from Verity. But he said, absolutely no worries. I've just taken a mark with one hand. I'll kick it through from deep in that pocket. And Golden Grove, they're just starting to kick away. 10-16, 76. PAC 8-13, 61. So PAC still looking for their first goal of this quarter. And they've got a lot of work to do now, and they're going to have to get started pretty fast, or Golden Grove looking in serious danger of just kicking away here. But it's Kelly in the centre. He decides to do something about it, gets it to McHenry. McHenry under pressure on this kick. He's got forwards coming at him, and there's one in Garrels. Garrels has his chance now. Can he finish this one off? Well, he absolutely needs to, but that was the start that they needed. It was, the clearance from Kelly, got it to McHenry, now Garrels, and he's quite simply just got to finish it off at this point. So from just outside 50, leant back into it, and that is a stunning kick. Joshua Garrels, absolutely no worries at all. So easy as that, really, for PAC in the end. Just clearance to McHenry, to Garrels, and straight away in. So their first of the quarter, PAC, they move to 9-13, 67. Golden Grove, 10-16, 76. So still the 7 points to work back at this point for PAC. Now, Golden Grove, we would expect a bit of a response here, I reckon. But Kelly looks like he's ready to go again in the centre up against Robinson. Robinson this time gets first hands to it, but streaming out of the middle was Bentley for Prince Alfred. Ball bounces nicely in front of his forwards. Doesn't bounce as nicely, though, in the end for Dean. Players wanted holding the ball. And it looks like it's Garrels again. So Garrels Garrels has just found another gear. He kicked a goal just prior to this, then put on the pressure to earn the free kick. Golden Grove players of course not happy to lose the possession here, but Garrels, this is basically just where he kicked it from about 40 seconds ago, so if he just goes back through the same routine, should put it straight through. Garrels, not to be this time, goes with the behind, so really needed to put that one through, but there was probably just a bit too much pressure on the kick. Off they go again. Oh, going up for the contest again was Kelly. Feels like he's really stepped up in the last couple of minutes. Margin now, 8 points in favour of the home side. What can they do with it? Tap goes up. McHenry was streaming forward, but so was Golden Grove through Collins. And everyone almost lost the ball in that contest. Weren't quite sure who had it or what was going on, but metres gained towards Prince Alfred forward line. He said just 8 points, the margin at the moment in favour of Golden Grove. Next goal huge. You'll probably hear me say that a few times in the next few minutes. We've got 10.5 down in this final term. This game could absolutely still go either way. We've seen both teams change around the momentum at different points in this game, and here it goes again. Oh, and the mark, Verity. We saw him take a one-hander before. McKelvey, though, a little bit of a mongrel kick off the boot at that point. So Pitt's got to make something happen from here. He sees something he likes, but only goes as far as Horskins. Looking for Pascoe. That kick was just a little bit too high for Pascoe. So Pitt goes again. The kick straight up hits this time. Now they're going long. Had a few options there. We're looking for Gatenby. He couldn't quite pick it up. Now neither side can quite pick it up cleanly. So we'll play it out on the far wing. This is where the stoppage will be. And going in almost unopposed that time was Dodd for Golden Grove. Bit of an error there in the midfield from PAC, and it's going to be Craig Pitt, of course, the ever reliable. And here's that precision that we know and love from Craig Pitt. Gets it across to Mitchell Dean. Dean goes long. Now it's going to be a one-on-one. Great defensive efforts from Golden Grove. And players calling from deliberate, but that's just a stoppage for me. So defensive efforts there from Joshua Ingram, probably almost goal-saving in his 200th game for the club. And we just know they'll get around him if they get the win here today. But there's still plenty of time left in this match as Kelly got the handball out, but went to his opposition. Well done from Banwell. He's taken some good marks at moments within this game. Banwell, he called to play on now. He's really taking his time. Long down the line, always the safest option when you're not quite sure where to go. A little bit high on the tackle maybe. Umpire said no. That was Pitt against Giles. A little bit of a height difference there, but we're back in the stoppage. Ball bouncing. Oh, and McHenry, just with sheer force. He's not the tallest guy, but he has some want for the ball. McInnes goes forward, but got caught behind there, did Quiani, and made the intercept mark all too easy for his opponent. So McHenry now on the mark. He'd be a bit disappointed with how that panned out after all his hard work. Golden Grove Oh, and crowd here wanted a 25 against McHenry there. It didn't look like he was quite set on the mark, so I kind of saw what they were on about, but the umpire just said, nah, get on with it. So the stoppage now, down in Golden Grove's favour. This is where they'd really want it. They've got a chance to make things happen from here. You see Pascoe lurking in the goal square, of course. Great tap work from Robinson. And that kick. Oh, that's just a beautiful kick from Connor Dodd. Did really well. Laced out Giles. Now, Giles can kick it from there. He's got Pascoe in the goal square. Got plenty of options. But Giles is going to do it himself. As I said, the great work of Connor Dodd there to just turn around and hit the target. Dodd has kicked 4 goals for the season. And Giles, sorry. Got my players mixed up there for a second, apologies. But I'm just a one-man band today in commentary. As Craig Pitt comes out of the square. And now we've seen PAC can do well in their transition football if they can get it to the right people. So Pitt goes to Singleton. Now this is what I was talking about. If they can get it to the right people, they can operate really well. And great contest work. Now that's a mark, surely, umpire. Mitchell Dean used his body really well. He was against Cavallaro. Dean is taking his time to get back off the mark. It probably needs to just get things going. Still a bit of a deficit to sort out here. And quite simply, he needs to put this one through the big stick. So a lot of pressure here on Mitchell Dean. If he can get this one here, maybe PAC can build something from here. The more points they kick, it's just going to get more and more difficult to turn this around. So Mitchell Dean, loving those high kicks today are the forwards, and that's going to be touched over the line. Just couldn't quite get it in there. So another point for PAC. 9-15, 69. 10-17, 77 is Golden Grove. So still that 8 points. They just can't quite lock them down at the moment, can PAC. You look like, it just feels to me like Golden Grove are 1 goal away from putting this to bed. And there's Dodd. Dodd again. He's had a few moments recently. We saw Harry hit up Giles earlier for that kick. And the kick sets it up nicely. He was looking for Robinson. Cavallaro sends it in. Not many forwards available. Banwell wheels around. What's the bounce going to do? Doesn't matter about the bounce because they've got a player in the goal square. Banwell played around with it a little bit, but he was just giving everyone time to sort themselves out. So now back in the hands of Giles. We saw him kick for goal earlier, but he should make no mistake from here. Lachlan Giles. And straight over the goal umpire's hat. And you can hear the players are up and about. They're all getting around him. Giles. I don't know if maybe that's his first goal for Golden Grove because there's a lot of celebration going on there. He's got some big fans up here in the stands as well, and rightly so. That's a huge moment for Golden Grove, and 18 minutes now in this final term, 11-17, 83 over PAC, 9-15, 69. So 14 points now. It just feels like it may be a little bit out of reach for PAC unless they can produce some magic in the next few minutes or so. And here goes Glenn. Speaking of magic, looking for the forwards again. And here we go again. looks like it's found Giles. Looks like they've found Giles for the second time. And they certainly have. So could he have 2 goals within 60 seconds of each other? This is going to send the stands even further into celebration. Goes back now. Giles, he's going to probably kick from about 40 metres out. Giles, the kick looks good off the boot, and there he goes again, and he absolutely loves it. Lachlan Giles, the crowd loves it as well. The players love it. And that's probably just about done it for Golden Grove. I mean, I thought the last goal had done it, but that's definitely done it for Golden Grove here today at home. 2 goals to Lachlan Giles in 60 seconds, and that's been the difference here in this last quarter. They've just been able to get the scores on the board. And it always sounds simple, just kick more goals, but it isn't always that easy. But Golden Grove just come out here, stamp their authority in this final term. Been so many ups and downs in terms of this game. It looked like, PAC were going to get it done, but now it's Glenn. And that clearing kick from Glenn has gone straight into the hands of Verity. We saw him kick an amazing goal from the pocket earlier. No such angle to speak of this time. We've seen him, take some good marks. We've seen him drop a couple, but he made no mistake in that case. And oh dear. Maybe not enough of an angle that time for Liam Verity, because he kicked a goal basically from where this free kick has come from earlier. So it wasn't the spot for him, and the balls went in the area of Josh Glenn. Luckily for PAC, they've been able to sort themselves out, or have they? They're streaming forward, and that's what they got to do. Jolly wants some support from his coach in McHenry. He gets it, but the kick, it was just never going to happen. It was too much of a rush, looking for Neil, but the 200 gamer in Ingram. There's plenty of voice out on the field right now. A lot of voice. Goes out to Banwell. And again, they can afford to take their time now. Not much. It's probably still 4 or 5 minutes, but probably not enough time for PAC anymore, unless they get on their bikes very, very quickly. Especially if it was one of their high 5 e-bikes. But here they go inside 50, and it's all green. There's green jerseys everywhere. Mitchell Payne just floats in and takes the intercepting mark. And take his time. They can afford to take their seconds for each kick here. Almost taking it out of there was Hillcoat, and he just bustles through on hands and knees. Gets it out to Banwell. Banwell gives off hands to Dodd. Dodd back central to Hillcoat. Hillcoat off the boot. Oh, and great spoil. Well done against Giles. We saw Giles had the absolute minute of his life just now. And here he goes again. Payne. He's got plenty of support. Everyone wants it off him. And they're just using their time and space well. They've got players everywhere. The PAC have worked hard, but Golden Grove have just opened them up in this final term. Ball went over the head of Glenn. It's giving PAC a chance to hit the target, and they've hit the target of Golden Grove. Just rebounding footy here. PAC defenders still working their absolute hardest, but you can feel Golden Grove, they know they've got this one now. And depending on other results, they could see themselves get into the top 5, but you have to tune into between the posts to see how that all pans out. And they're going to get another one here just to rub some salt into the wounds, and the finish there from Josh Dobie is very, very classy. So Golden Grove's last quarter, they just come out and absolutely stepped up, and PAC have not been able to match them at all. We've seen them, kick an early goal, and then since then it's been all Golden Grove. And they played a ripper first half, PAC. I think they definitely made Golden Grove think about it, but Golden Grove just said, not here, not at home, not today. We see the shadows from this new grandstand cast over the ground now. Just been minutes to go as McHenry gets just one more clearance. We see Pitt down forward now, but PAC just didn't get one up for the contest there. Needed a little bit of chat. And still Golden Grove, so much urgency. We know they've got this one now, but they still very much want it. Here's McKelvey. Oh, sold some candy. Puts it on the boot. Can you get Pascoe another one? No, the defence this time was well read. Streaming along. Gives out the handball. That was Ianello. Been a good feature of the PAC defence today, but it's not going to be their day in the end. Pitt looking up forward now. We know that's one player that'll never give in from PAC. They've got numbers now. Here they go. They wheel around and the kick over the top. Are they going to get one more for Pascoe? Yes, they are. He's all alone in the goal square, and he's honestly sent that one back on the road. I think that's on the road. Then the umpire's called for another ball. It's gone back onto Golden Grove Road somewhere. There's absolute scenes here. We've lost the ball. Someone get this man a ball, because honestly I think that's cleared every fence and gone onto the nearest road. So Lockie Pascoe said one more time and you give it to me in the goal square and you'll never see that ball again. Robinson now into the ruck. The clearance comes from Dodd. Dodd with precision. Was looking that time for Giles, see if he could get 3 goals in a quarter. Verity on the angle. We know he loves the angle. Gets the point this time. On the left, just tried to snap it around. But at this point, when you're in front, you can just go for stuff like that and have a little bit of fun with it. So 14-18, 102. Golden Grove. PAC, 9-15, 69. Just the one goal in this quarter, PAC, a game that they were very much in at three-quarter time, in at every break. Maybe a little bit of a story of their season. McHenry to Pitt. Pitt, has got a free player in the pocket. He's still there. Maybe couldn't quite see him through the sun, but he had McInnes there all alone in the pocket. Had plenty of time for it, but Pitt elects to put it on his boot. He's kicked 10 goals for the season. He's one of those players that you can always rely on to put in a solid performance. He launches this one. It's going to drop a little bit short. Can anyone take it in the goal square? And it'll just be punched over the line. So just the behind off of that one to PAC. Just another one for them in this quarter. So they've kicked 1 goal 5 in this final term. It just hasn't been what was required. 5 goals to Golden Grove is the absolute difference here. And not long to go in this final term, but it'll be a really season-affirming win for Golden Grove. As I said, it keeps them in touch with that top 5. It may put them inside the top 5. What a mark! Just coming out with it from the pack is Connor Dodd. Really stepped up in this last quarter, and there is the siren. So Golden Grove, 14-18, 102. They get the win at home over Prince Alfred, 9-16-70. And a game probably plagued by inaccuracy from both sides. A lot of these points could have cost either side at different points in this game, but what was a close game has blown out to a 32-point win to Golden Grove, who were up by just 9 points at three-quarter time, down by 10 at half-time, down by 16 at quarter time, but just they had the will to win. They just kept fighting for it all day, and when they really stepped up to another level in the last quarter, Prince Alfred just didn't quite have anything to match it with them, and so Prince Alfred's still yet to see their third win of the season, haven't won since round 2 this year. Golden Grove, they get their 5th win of the season, and just one they really needed to tick off, finish off, and their last quarter I think would give them a lot of confidence in how they were able to just come up and put the game to bed, kicking 5 goals in that last term, and an absolute highlight. Giles kicking 2 goals within a minute. We know the crowd was really getting around him as well, and we've seen Pascoe, I've got him for 8 goals there. I'll have to check that at the end of the game, but he's absolutely done it again, just putting that goal, wanting to etch his name into that goal-kicking trophy. But, you know, it's been a great afternoon here at Golden Grove. We, of course, thank our sponsors, Filming Footy, Sports Interactive, Classic Clashes, Custom by ORTC, High Five E-Bikes, Dartfish, Archie's, Jag Meatworks and Kimberley Resorts. Now, of course, don't forget to tune into between the posts during the week. You can see a coach of the week, you know, there's goals of the week, marks of the week, of course, on social media during the week. We know people love all of that as well, but make sure you do tune in to that show during the week. So thank you everyone for tuning into the stream today here. It has been Golden Grove by 32 points here, getting their 5th win of the season. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.